Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tea with Twisted. Hi, just for him. Good morning. Good morning, Marie. How are you? Can you guys hear me okay? I'm hoping you can. Marie, I didn't know you lived across the street from Homestead Messy. That's a messy girl. How are you this morning? You're good? Very nice. What's the weather like? Is it gorgeous yet? It's supposed to be really, really, really hot where I am today. So we'll see. Hot and humid. Yes, trailer trash. I know you have a very low opinion of Tessie. I mean, of course, I myself don't have the highest opinion of her. You know, you can't be all preachy and think you're special and then hang out with people that will, you know, threaten to violently hurt people. That just doesn't make sense, considering she's not the Lord Jesus. That's for sure. How if how did she do that, Marie? She lies. That I know. I've caught her in a few without outing another person. I have caught her in a few because I have had access to some DMs. She's the devil. That's a strong word, Marie. So I'm taking it you guys must have really had some problems. Is she like across the street that you can actually see her every day? That would drive me insane. I'd rather not even see her. Put some sunglasses on when you go out so you don't have to get yourself annoyed, Marie. She asked me to keep reporting Bobby McNutt, reporting him. So Homestead Tessie wanted you to mass report someone. And that's Bobby McNutt. What did she want him reported for? Why did she want him reported? Just so I can understand what the whole picture, the whole story. Now, that's a really sneaky, underhanded thing to do if there was no reason to report. Because if you do things like that, chances are people are going to do those things to you. So, Marie, what's her problem with that Bobby McNutt? It seems like she's got a problem with him. Why did she say she wanted you to report him? Because he was drinking and having loose women in his chat. Really? Really? That's really odd considering. Have you seen she's been on Sammy Prepper's channel? And the way she speaks to other women in her chat? and the violent nature of that channel. Wow. So, in my opinion, she's got a personal vendetta against this gentleman because, you know, that doesn't make sense. If her problem is drinking and loose women when she was hanging out over on someone's channel that was actively in drug addiction and, you know, says sexually explicit things to people on her channel. It's really strange, isn't it? You tried to warn Sammy. Okay, Marie, you are not um oh, but wait, she's friends with McNutt now. She is. So she wanted to have his channel mass reported, but she's friends with him at the moment. I see. I see. I see you, Homestead Tessie. I see what kind of person you are. I didn't need confirmation because, you showed your colors with me before, which is why, I made a video addressing her. Okay. Do you have any proof that she wanted you to mass report? Because you can definitely get a hold of me on Twitter. And then she told him that you were going to report him after she was the one that asked you to. I see. Well, they don't call her Messy Tessie for nothing, huh? Well, you know what? You can't make people tell the truth. You cannot make people be honest. They talk a good game, but when it comes down to behavior and, characteristics, they show their true nature. So she wanted you to do all of those things, but she threw you under the bus, so it looked like it was you doing it. Yeah, I can picture her doing that. I definitely would not be surprised from the behavior that I've seen from her. Marie, if you have DMs, um, just for him knows how to get a hold of me. If you can send them to me, I would love to take a look. Is that possible that you can send me some corroborating information? Because, of course, I would never want to say for sure unless I, had actual access to see something. Okay. I would absolutely love to see them. So, as soon as you can get them to me, Marie, and just for him, you know how to get a hold of me, right? On Twitter? Okay. It sounds like a plan, ladies. Sounds like a plan. So it's supposed to be really humid where you guys are? Ugh, the humidity kills me. but I guess I'll live. Come on, guys, you 17 watching. Say hello. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, Marie, I will be checking. I absolutely will be checking for you. Um, so I got up very early today, got most of my work done, which is amazing in itself. Yeah, you're staying inside. Just for him says I'm in Florida. Whoo, honey, it is hot in there. You're welcome, Marie. You're welcome. So come on, everybody. Irish Marie, where are you, girl? Where are you? Let me, guys, I can't see the chat for 1 second because I'm going to look for Miss Irish Marie and see what she's up to. Geez, I have so much stuff on my computer. It takes forever to load now. I have to clean it out. Courtney, good morning, sweetie. What is up? I cannot believe I got up early, got most. I can't say all because that would be a lie. I got most of my stuff done already. Can you imagine? Imagine. Imagine. All right. I am Courtney, I can't see the chat right now because I wanted to send Irish Marie the link in case she wants to come up. Oh, just for him. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're going to get the receipts? Thank you. I'll be looking for them, hon. I definitely will. So what's going on, Miss Courtney? You slept in today? I feel worse sleeping in than when I get up early. I know, it's crazy, right? And I've had people say, take a 30-minute nap. It refreshes you. Yeah, no. If I try to take a little nap later on, if I get up really, really early, then I'm like a crab. It's like, nah, can't do that. Then everybody will want to run away from me because I'm a troll. Then I get really rotten and trollish. Witchy. How are the girls, Courtney? Me too. Isn't that strange, Court? Like it must work for other people, not me. Because then I have to get up and I'm like, ah, I don't want to. What are you going to do though, right? What are you going to do? Hey, Courtney, did you see? I wonder if that's what it is. All of Sammy's people are watching and they don't want to speak because they're afraid of her for some strange reason. No, I want to watch, but I don't want to talk because Sammy will be mad at me. That's stupid. So are the girls keeping you busy, Courtney? I would imagine. Oh, that happens a lot. What, other people telling other people not to go watch other creators like they have some kind of entitlement? That's so funny to me that somebody can think they're that entitled. You can't tell people who to watch. You can't. Why even try? And then to, whinge about it and say, they're not my friends. Come on, they're your subscribers, they're your viewers. They're not your children. You don't get to tell them what to do. Yes, they are, but patience isn't here for the next few days. No. Aw. Do you miss her or the break is nice? Sometimes it's nice to get a little break. No matter how much you love your kids, it's always nice to not have to feel responsible for a couple hours. Even if you go to the store by yourself, you're getting to do something without worrying what the kids are doing. Because even good kids, even if they're angel children, you still have to watch them and be responsible. So if you get out by yourself, you get to take a little break. This is their second week for the summer. Oh, okay. I see. Does it feel okay or no? Maybe you can get some stuff done. And not really, because Autumn's your little one, right? So you still have the little one. Ooh, I just have to chug that tea down. I need some caffeine. Some caffeinated beverages. I wonder what is going on. I don't like it because the last time she went, she didn't have fun. Aww. And you have no other choice, right, Courtney? She doesn't have a choice whether she goes or not. Um it's a mandatory visit type thing. That stinks. Luckily, she can count those days on one hand. She'll be home in a few days. I would imagine it's difficult for her because she's still young. So you're going back into the same environment that you were, right? And then you have to switch it up again. And she's, no matter what, she's still a kid too. So I would guess that's a little hard to navigate. Well, they always make everything sound like it's going to be so much fun, and then it's not. Oh, okay. So she gets herself all set up, and it's disappointment. Oh, Marie. Ah, all right, hon. I was hoping. So if you get off soon, pop on over if I'm still here. Good morning, by the way, Miss Marie. And good morning to your little babies. They should really stop doing that, Courtney, because then they get her all set up and thinking she's going to do something good, and then she doesn't. She just has a regular time. What happened with Iris? Oh, nothing really happened that she can't handle. Nothing. We never get to really have a chat, so I figured I'd have her come on. I like Iris Marie. She keeps things how they are. You know what I mean? I don't see her being phony. She's just pretty much straight up. I like that. I can't stand the phony business. You like somebody, you don't like somebody, you do, you don't. I mean, I can understand changing your mind once in a while, but constantly is ridiculous. It really is. Hold on for 1 second, Courtney. I am going to mute and answer the phone real quick. Did I unmute the microphone? Yes. I'll let her go until she doesn't want to anymore. Right. I think that's the best thing, Courtney, because then they can never try to say that you influenced her decision. And you can understand she probably still wants to see them. Do you know what I mean? But let's be honest. I wonder what Mandy's doing. I haven't spoken to Mandy either, Miss Mandy. Let me see. I don't know if she's over there. Courtney, I'm still here, but I just can't see what you're writing for a second. Okay. I'm back. I'm back.
Hello, Cookie.
Hey, honey bunny, what are you doing?
I was on Ashley's panel, so I'm over here now.
What's going on? I haven't gotten to ask you. How is the little one doing?
He is flying at Coco. I actually thought he was coming out of his cast this week, but it's not for another 3 weeks. But
Ah,
he's doing fine. He's doing a lot of walking and stuff now. So
is he?
and he's able to go upstairs to go to the toilet and stuff. So I'm going to move him back up maybe Sunday to his own room.
He is. That's so good. I know before you said you didn't think it was going to go as well as it is.
I thought that they would be a lot more incapable, that he would be incapable of doing a lot more than he is and has been. Children are fruitful, aren't they? They just overcome anything.
Yeah, they do. How's his mood?
Pretty. His mood is he likes to annoy Mama at certain times of the day. He's here in front of me now. I'll be out in a few minutes, my love. I constantly have to play. I have to play Crash Bandicoot every day with him, and I don't know why he asked me, because I get so mad at the fucking game. I'd be screaming at the game.
Oh, I'll never forget playing Donkey Kong. And when you got to the water part, when you had to what do you call those things? You were going through the air on the ropes.
Oh yeah,
Irish. I'd get so pissed off. It was like, this is not even fun. I hate this game. I hate it. I couldn't get past that part if it killed me. I had to ask the kids to get past it.
Yeah, I get him to pass certain parts that I can't. Now I'm back in your chat now. I go until she doesn't want to hear anymore. Who, Courtney? Yes, babe.
What takeaway will we going to? The Chinese?
Oh,
Probably Chinese. We'll see.
Courtney was talking about her daughter. She has to go visit other family, but they keep
Oh,
setting her up, telling her that she's going to have such a great time, and then she gets disappointed.
yeah. I
I don't know
mean,
why they feel like they have to say these things to be, I don't know, the better family or whatever, but don't tell the kid that. She's old enough to
yes.
know she's just going to have a visit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So what happened the other day, Marie? Can I tell you something? You are always the friggin' villain. Why?
I am always the one everywhere. Oh God, because I got a big gob. Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
I
yes, but
haven't.
that's a good
I.
thing.
It was a clusterfuck from Sammy's own lies. The whole drama was all because of her lies. Her lies about Gray not being Torah and not being her girlfriends.
And the
And then
whole
she was
yes, I saw that. And then I don't know what Gray has an issue with Kirsty. I saw
yes,
that. And then did you see what Sammy was saying, Marie? That I was dragging her daughter.
yes. She tends to tell a lot of lies and nobody pulls her up in it.
She
Hey
no
laddie.
no, and it was like, are you serious? Why would you say that? I didn't drag your daughter.
She blocked loads of people that were in here. When Miss Sammy Prepper pays the €50 a month for my internet bill, she may direct me on where I can and can't go. Other than that, fuck you. I'm an adult and I'll talk to who I want to and go where I want.
That's a whole thing. A lot of people do that, Marie. Have you noticed?
Well, nobody's ever going to do it to me. I go where I want. Hey, Jojo.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. I can understand certain things, but if you're not paying these people, and then she tries to act like they're all best friends when obviously you're not, because if you were, you wouldn't treat them that way.
I think that jealousy, or I think that Sammy's biggest issue with the younger people is jealousy. And I think it doesn't fall short of that. She's jealous. She has a gripe with me and Kirsty because she's jealous that we can function as 30-year-olds and run a house and had kids at 20 and can still raise them to now and get up and make dinners every day. And she doesn't do that. So we're cunts for doing that.
It's disgusting though, because the way, of course, I've made videos on her. So I've sat back and I've watched, and she does seem to pick out you and Kirsty a lot.
It's because she knows she can't fool. I don't know. I can't talk about Kirsty. She can't fool me, Coco. I know she's not clean. I know she's neglecting her child, and I've got a big mouth. And I'm going to say it, and she comes for me first. I don't care.
She does, and it's like, will you
and
stop?
and like she said that she was going to shoot me. Miss Audrey was going to headbutt and shoot me. Gray wanted to shoot people in the heads. Sandy, the retired police officer from the United States, wanted to shoot people in the heads. I'm taking those threats seriously, Coco, and I'm going doing a lot about them.
And
I really am.
well, because
I'm
you
being
can't
so my
continue.
life, my life and other people's lives were threatened by somebody in the military and by somebody who took a note to their country in America to serve their people.
That's right,
And
the public.
and she said it, but they stood behind it. Those three people never said a word in the chat. So I'm going with it.
That's right. They never said any differently, did they? No, no.
So snarky little tarts.
And what is the whole thing of even saying that? That is so ridiculous. It's like, just shut up.
It's
Grow up
because
and shut
she
up.
thinks she thinks that people are scared of her. No, we're nobody's scared of you. You might be 6 foot tall and 400 pounds. Nobody cares. You've got a daft haircut. Go away.
Did you ever hear that saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall?
Oh yeah.
You know,
I don't know. We were just talking about it over in Ashley Fair's channel. All the old behaviour has started to come back. Drinking the fizzy drinks, drinking the milk, telling people they have to love her and say hi to her first. All that old druggy behaviour has started again. That's what she was doing when she was high. That's what she's doing now. Nothing has changed. I don't believe that she's not taking drugs. And
I
okay,
noticed
Sammy,
that
you take your
too.
drugs. You take your drugs, Sammy. You go on YouTube for 16, 17 hours a day. You can bully and talk down to people. You can ridicule people. You can do that, Sammy, but you won't do it to me. And the next step for you is death. You ain't going nowhere but into the ground because you're going to die from taking drugs. Be honest with yourself. Do it for your fucking daughter. One
And
and
it's
only.
a scary thought. See, that's a very scary thought. But here's the thing. Good morning, Joe. Um, here's what she doesn't like that I say. I say her daughter is not a priority, right?
And she's not.
Right, because that's the real deal. And I've heard, now I know you're friends with these people, but I've heard
Mm-hmm.
Carly say, I can't believe she gets away with talking
Mm-hmm.
about your daughter. First of all, whatever I say is what Sammy has already
Mm-hmm.
said.
I've already defended you this morning, Coco. She
Thank you,
puts it out
darling.
on she puts it out in a public platform. She puts her child out there. She puts all this information out there. So people are going to scrutinize and ridicule it. And if you want to judge me for being friends with you, Coco, let's say, because you talk about her kids, they support people that bash and talk about kids too. They
But
do.
they never admit it. Yeah,
But they
it's
do. But it's only hypocritical. They do. Nobody tells me where I can and can't go. Nobody. And I'll be
that's
friends with who I want to be friends with. And if you're my friend, that goes for you, Coco, that goes for Carly. If
right.
people are going to run you into the ground, I'm going to defend you. A friend
Thank
is a
you,
friend.
Marie. I really appreciate that because I don't know where they get this idea that I'm bashing her daughter. Because
I have asked them to get to know you. You are a lovely person. Just because you make video, just because you have the talent of making videos, the rest of us don't have that talent, so we get in panels and run our gobs.
I
Same
have to
thing.
say,
You just
though,
make videos about it.
let me tell you something, Marie. I like the live streaming is so much easier. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
You just live stream and it comes right up for you, which is
Yeah.
a lot
But
easier.
it's the same thing. I mean, people are whatever.
Well, the whole
I
thing
don't
of
know.
it
I
is
think that.
they're cherry picking because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people say, "Well, I don't know why you do this or why you do that or why you go over there and blah 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 blah." It's like you never heard me threaten people because I don't do that.
Exactly. Her shitty behavior outweighs your videos, no matter what, Coco.
It does, and the thing of it is, I have never said anything about her that wasn't true or that didn't
Yeah.
come from her.
Mm-hmm.
She said it herself. So I don't know why they have a problem with it. They have a problem because they're over there and they're friends with Sammy, and for some reason, they think that I have no right to defend a child, but I'm going to.
And that is the same as people that are supporting her over there, but not supporting her, but are supporting her for the child. It's the same thing. I
It
don't know.
is. It is. The whole thing of it is, though, in my opinion, and they can have their opinion, and I understand their opinion. But in my opinion, if she didn't have YouTube, she might be forced to work on herself. Their opinion is because I guess I got a little bit from Sean, a little understanding from listening to him, that they think if she's not on there, that she'll fight with her family.
But then her family have to put their
Put a
big boy
stop
pants on
to it.
and put a stop to her behavior and shenanigans, but they don't care, Coco. It's like she's YouTube's responsibility because her husband is feeding her the drugs.
Yes.
He gives her the fucking Oxycontin, and when she's supposed to take it, he's hand feeding her the drugs and then leaving her on YouTube for other people to deal with.
Yep, I think so too, because he doesn't want to deal with her. And Joe and Marie, thank you very much. Because Joe, Joe used to, I think, have an issue with me over Sammy too. And then she did get to know me.
That's what I just say to people. Just get to know people yourself. Jesus, just because she makes videos and Sammy puts it out there. Look at the hundreds of people that make video on Trisha.
That's what I said, Marie. Tons
Look
of
at the people that make the hundreds of videos about Amberlynn Reid. The list goes on. It goes on everywhere. People are allowed to react to the things that are said in social media. So if Sammy's going to come on social media and declare she's leaving it for 2 weeks to mother her child, and she doesn't do it, people have the right to ridicule that.
And that's exactly what she said. She said she hasn't been pretty much, now this is not verbatim, but she said she hasn't been without drugs in a long time. So she wanted to spend these 2 weeks with her daughter. She didn't.
She hasn't been clean and straight, which is a lie. I mean, you're not going to
Yes.
fool me. Like it's not going to happen. Like you're not clean. Just you're not kidding anybody, and you're going to die. I mean, just go get help. Do it for your child.
The whole thing of it is she is so entitled that she thinks she can do whatever she wants, just like her telling all of those people and Lottie I know was very upset with Sammy. Lottie's come in here a few times, and I will have to say this. I didn't appreciate it, but I understood. She didn't direct anything towards me because of Sammy. And then for Sammy to talk about her like that,
I agree with you, Joe.
that was just like dirty. It was dirty. It was wrong. And you have your sunglasses on continuously. I mean, come on. That's a tip off right there, because she doesn't want you looking at her eyes.
She doesn't function like even if you didn't have a motherly instinct, you still have to function as a housewife and a wife. You still have to clean your house. You still have to make food. You still have to look after people. You have a fucking child. You have to do these things daily. She's never going to change. No, YouTube's not going to fix her.
And you know what, Marie? That's exactly what I said. Her behavior is so ingrained and so deep, and she's been, navigating her world this way. It is not going to change. No. She will always think it's about her. Always.
And do you think with her attitude and her maturity and her anger outbursts that woman ever owned a business? Just another lie in her game. She's not the best makeup tattoo artist there ever was. She never fucking was. It's all lies. Lies, 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 lies.
It is lies. Lottie says, no, Digit, I always spoke to you when I come in. I wouldn't listen to anyone who isn't my mom. The other night I was sticking up for Stacey. I know, hon, and I was never mad at you, Lottie. Never. You know what? I understand because you guys obviously have some feeling for Sammy. That's why you're there.
I don't want to see her die, Coco. I mean, that would be hideous of it. I wouldn't want to see Trisha die either. You know? But when you're cringeworthy, people are going to watch. I don't have any feelings for Sammy, as in, I don't get upset when she runs me into the ground because I've got no feelings for her. She can never say anything to me that's true, because it's not. I'm a better person than she ever will, no matter what, the whole way around.
And you are, so I don't girl.
I go in there. I go in multiple streams where I don't like the person that's streaming. I
Right.
was going in there because the collective were in there, and it was the only place we were meeting each other at.
And that's where she was having a fit. It's like, you know what? Don't act. See, it's hypocritical to act like you're upset that
I mean,
Marie
why
said
would
that
I
when
like
you said
this
100
woman?
times you didn't like her.
Why would I like you when you said you wanted to put your fist into my vagina and rape me and
That's
then leave
right.
me alive and then take a gun and shoot me in the head? Why would I like you? Why would I like you when you ridiculed my innocent children on multiple
Oh,
occasions? Why? Saying my children were fucked up and going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life and I didn't produce normal offspring. Well, how do you, Candice has autism. That's your fault too, Sammy. So is it? You know, she's not normal. Fucking hell, she's not
no,
normal.
no. And it's not, see, people think it's like a mental ill. It's not. Hers is personality disordered. I fully believe that, in my opinion. It's a
Mm-hmm.
personality disorder. She doesn't have schizophrenia. She doesn't have schizoaffective. She doesn't have OCD. She doesn't have any of these
She
things that
definitely
she
does
says
not
she has.
have OCD.
Yeah. And she says she has traits of it. She said right out she had schizoaffective disorder and never had it.
She said that she has OCD. If you did, you'd be cleaning all the time. First of all, and you wouldn't have that shade all over your bedroom walls. She's a narcissist, Courtney, exactly. If I was to round her off at anything, it would be that.
That's
But I still
exactly it. You ever
But
notice,
I,
like,
I
when
feel like that. I feel like she should do what I tell her to do. That's the way I feel, and I get so mad about that. I'm like, "Fuck you, bitch! You should do it this way." But you, common drug people that are out in the street, walk away from their kids all the time and choose the needle over rearing their kids. They do
yes,
it all the time. We are not going to change Sammy. She's never going to be what we want her to be. It's
no,
never going to happen. So just walk away. I walked away from my own sanity.
I agree. You're right. She's
And
not.
the
And
apology is coming, Coco, and it will. If it doesn't come today, it'll come tomorrow. If not the day after, and it will be. I'm going through a hard time, guys.
yes,
I'm withdrawing. I'm coming off drugs. Every excuse under
in
the
the
world for her shitty behavior.
yes, and she already did yesterday. Did you see the fake crying? She's
No,
like,
I
she
was
did it
asleep when
last
that happened.
night. She was like, and I don't trust anybody. Do you see why? Yeah, because you treat them like garbage. Yeah, we all see why.
If she said those things to me in real life on the footpath somewhere, Coco, I would go to jail for the things I'd do to her. She thinks she's hard in her little tin shed, in her little tin shed. But the people that go in her chat have real lives. We get up, we feed our kids during the day, we clean our house, we make dinners, we go out and go to the shop. She doesn't do any of that. She stays on YouTube till she falls asleep. She goes to sleep, she wakes up, she repeats the cycle.
And she is continuously looking for relationships. Now, I don't care that she does that, but I do care that you do it and neglect your daughter because this is what your priority is.
But listen to me, Coco. If you had a special needs child who didn't have the cognitive ability, which
Yeah.
you would, which your cognitive ability is strained or damaged when you're on the spectrum, you wouldn't bombard your child that Mammy has a new girlfriend and Mammy's going to America to meet her new girlfriend. You don't do that to kids.
No.
You don't confuse them like that. So
No, and
you
then
don't.
her behavior, she always says, well, she can't hear me. That's a lie because when she's in that little tin hovel, we can hear her kid.
Mm-hmm.
So her daughter can hear her yelling and screaming and saying she's going to do this and do that. It's insanity. It's really crazy.
And
I
I
can't
think,
even tell you, Marie, how truly bad I feel. I couldn't even
and,
put it in words.
and
But
it's like anybody that's like that. Don't you just want to shake them and hop their head off a wall? and be
Yes,
like,
and say you have a life, you have a family, you're losing everything. However, she doesn't care. And I know
she
that.
doesn't, but she's not losing anything because she suffers no repercussions for
That's
her.
right.
She doesn't see. This is my thing, and I was talking about it over in Ashley's. If people boycotted her and she didn't have a support system on YouTube and people to talk to her when she goes lives and mods in the chat, if everybody left her today because of her behavior and the things she does and says in line, she would have to learn how to be a new person. She
Marie,
would
I
have to
said
do it.
the same exact thing.
She would have to learn, she would have to say to herself, okay, I have a channel, I've lost all these people, it's my behavior. Yes, I'm a drug addict. Yes, I need help. She would
Right.
take those steps in real life. Being online is not reality. In real
No,
life, if you had one child in life and you paid thousands to have that child, that's what she did. She had to have IVF to have her, to bring her into this world, to neglect her, and she's going into her teenage years. It's not right, Coco.
no, it's
It's
not.
not right. You got to teach your child. She was talking about 13-year-olds having sex. She
I
was getting
know, I
frisky about
saw
it. Sammy
that.
was. I would never think that about my kids or any child having intercourse. Why would you?
Because
Why?
didn't she say she got pregnant? And you're talking about your daughter having intercourse if I didn't hear her say that, but she doesn't know how to wash her hair. That irritates me. And for whoever, I wish she'd come in here. That Briar,
I
that
think,
really
I
bugs me
think,
because she
I
said
think,
it really concerns me how much she streams about Sammy because I have a heart. Because it bothers me. It
I,
does.
I, I think people just need to get to know you outside the whole Sammy thing. Same 35 looking. Come get to know this woman.
I just,
Coco hasn't done anything bad. She's only given her opinions.
you know what I have to
And
do though?
when if I was live streaming every whole day and showing my kids and saying to my child, "Oh look, come over here and look at my daughter with a bra on. Let me show you her body in her swimsuit. Let me show you her in her tight leggings. Let me show
Mm-mm.
you her boobs. Let her run past us with just a towel on." People would ridicule me.
Yes.
It's live. It's social media. It's a drama community. You can't drive a drama community unless you've got content, and that circles around the creators. If you want to be a commentary channel, you have to work off the streamers, the people that do put their lives out there.
You know what I think though, Marie? It's a little more. What concerned me the most was the things that I had in my video. You know, just the inappropriate behavior with her daughter, because those are things that she said online. Now, no one knows, and whether they disagree with me or not, it doesn't matter. If she did those things and if she thought it was okay to say those things online, what is happening not online? You know, if she thinks it's okay to put her hand in her daughter's crack at her
Oh, God.
age, and I heard Sammy say the other day she was 8 years old. No, she wasn't. It was last year.
Well, she says that she lost her channel over us. She lost her channel for the things she was saying about children, and YouTube deemed her channel inappropriate, and she lost her channel on predatory behavior. That
No,
falls down to her. We didn't make her a predator.
no, no. And how about that little Charlie? Do you remember that little boy, Charlie, that his
I,
mom was dying? Did you
the,
know?
the boy in the UK.
Yes. Or was he?
Excuse
I
me,
thought
Miss
he was in
Audrey.
Australia.
Don't go around repeating that BS. Keep me out of this crap. Miss Audrey, you still let her say it and you didn't come in and dispute her words that you wanted to headbutt me and shoot me in the head. You didn't dispute it. She said it about you.
Yeah. Okay, Briar, here you are. I
I
heard
love
you
Brian.
I heard you say it really concerns you that I speak about Sammy. Now, here's the thing. The thing is, I truly feel like her daughter could be in danger. I really do. Whether you guys think that or not.
I didn't tell this, Miss Audrey. I didn't go watch Beg's Brown Eye Girl's video. I never said you typed anything in the chat. You didn't say anything. She said it about you. You didn't say anything.
I can't see her. She's blocked.
Miss Audrey.
Yeah, I can't see a word she's saying.
Prove
So,
it.
Briar, if Sammy said those things, and if you saw the video of the things that she admitted she's done, you don't think there's a cause for concern at all?
I absolutely think there's a cause for concern.
So do I. And that's why I continue, because all the new people, they don't know, because she makes sure that she gets rid of the ones that will say something. They're either going to conform and say what she wants them to say, or she'll get rid of them so they can't say anything to the new people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just not okay. It's not. You saw the other day, she said she head butted the wall. Is she teaching her daughter that? Do you know what I mean?
I get that. I don't come in your stream, so maybe I should watch. I wouldn't spend my time streaming about her. Okay, Miss. Oh, sorry, Blair. I thought that was Miss Audrey. I was like, what? Sorry.
No, I understand, Briar. I just want you guys to know truly where I'm coming from, because I worry. And what I should do is just forget about it. But it's hard.
But I'm the same. I can't. There's things that I can let go of, and I can't. I'm a person. I can't.
Well, you know what I think?
Mayhem knows me to a T. When I clearly have some sort of feelings for Sammy, to say that I keep going back, but they're not feelings that I can recognize. I can't say that I love Sammy because I don't, but I don't want her to die either.
Yeah, no one does. For as much as I don't care for her and her behavior and the way she hurts other people and the things she does with her daughter, of course, who would want her to die? We're not rotten people. It's actually the opposite, because we do care about her daughter, because it seems like nothing is happening. And I've said repeatedly, parenting classes, something.
Well, I think it's too far gone in the game for that. I think her rearing of Candice is going to be a hard cycle to break.
Right.
I really do. A very hard cycle to break, because that bratty behavior is there for 11 years now.
Yes.
But I mean, people could help her. Where are the normal people in her daily life? Where are they? Where's this mother who's involved with CPS and who's a principal of a school? Where are these people that don't enable her?
No, and she, Sammy is so dysfunctional that she put out there where her daughter goes to school. Why would you do that?
Look, Miss Audrey, I never said that you said it, okay? Sammy said it about you. Now piss off.
Joe, will you block Miss Audrey, please?
I don't tolerate lies and gossip. Why don't you take it up with Sammy, Miss Audrey, who said Miss Audrey wants to headbutt everybody and shoot him in the head? She said it. It's on YouTube on a public platform with your name attached to it. Take it to that bitch, why don't you?
Yeah, Miss Audrey, don't.
So she brought you into the drama. She threatened my life with you. She threatened my life with Gray. She
Yes,
threatened my life with Sandy. You all want to shoot me and everybody else in the head. I'm taking those threats seriously. So take it to Sammy. She said it, Miss Audrey, not me.
true.
No,
That's,
Briar,
that's
when
who you guys
Briar,
are
I
angry
could,
with. But for
Briar, if
some
you were,
reason, let me just say
what?
this, Marie. Miss
Okay,
Audrey, for some reason, you don't want to take it to Sammy. I find that very interesting.
exactly. Take it to her. She said it. Go watch Big's video. She said your name.
That's true. So why are you coming here and addressing Marie when you could very well address Sammy? It doesn't make sense.
Well, I didn't say it. I don't even fucking know Miss Audrey, so she should take it up with that.
Absolutely. I don't know her either.
Ricky, no, she didn't say it, and no, you weren't there.
I can't see what you're saying, Audrey, just so you know. Ricky, don't use
Blair,
my number. So
Blair,
Audrey said
Brian.
it was there.
No, she didn't say it. Sammy said it. Briar, Blair, I never get it right. Briar, he takes as many medication and drugs as her.
I believe it,
Hold
yes.
on. There
He
is a
goes
video on her
daily.
channel of them at the doctor trying to get Valium. Go watch the video. He lists all the medication that her husband is on: Valium, gabapentin, Oxycontins. He's actually prescribed them, and he takes them 280 milligrams a day. Go listen to the video. You'll hear a lot.
You do. And if, see, I think a lot of people go in there and they
And you
don't
see people
really hear the things she says because they're talking in the side chat. She says some off the wall stuff, like really violent.
Well, it's if you put it all together, Coco, and you're like continuously looking or in and out listening. They went to that doctor to get more Valium for Vinny, but it was actually her. Well, she was cut first off the Valium, and then he was cut too. Both of them were cut down. So they were trying to pill hop or doctor pill hop or whatever.
Yes. I see it, Marie. I do.
Foxy lass. I think Vinny is a great dad. I actually think he's a good dad. From what I've seen, he does the majority of everything. God bless him. But when you're in a marriage like that, I used to be friends with a girl, and she was bipolar, and she was psycho. I'm not joking. This girl was psycho, and it was Facebook, not YouTube. She was psycho, and she had bipolar, and her husband used to let her online because he was secretly gay himself and he was doing his own thing. So it was up to the internet to mind her while he was doing his own thing.
But the whole
people
thing
do it. People do that.
Do you guys truly think she's threatening all these things? These things are swirling around in her brain.
Yes.
Going to a store with a machete and, assaulting people. Hi, Stewie.
But here's the thing, Coco. You're not allowed to have guns. You're not allowed to have guns. You're not allowed to have knives in Australia. There's a law against it. So how can she have a house full of knives and say that the cops come in and know all about her machetes and nothing's done to her? Yeah. Well, then there's some hillbilly fucking cops in her area.
That's right. The hillbillies. True. And that's what they are. And, you don't think for one single second they know what she does. They have an idea what she does.
Everybody probably knows. Everybody probably knows in that area that she's fucking crazy and on drugs. Of course they do. All those neighbours up and down the road probably know. You can't shit in my house or have an argument because all my neighbours, I'm stuck together with houses and they can hear everything that goes on in your house. So when I'm here during the day screaming on YouTube, they can hear me. They're probably like, that fucker's off a fucking game.
They do, though. They know. The neighbors know.
Oh,
And then
Foxy
look at,
last. Yes, that's why she lost her channel.
she did. And not only that, what about her daughter having to wake her up? You know what I wonder? How many times her daughter has had to miss school to take care of Sammy?
I think that he does that. I think that, and he does a good job of it. But could you imagine, guys, not coming home, coming in? I know when I went to school. I had my grandmother, my grandparents live right next to the school. So at lunchtime, I used to go down for dinner, and then I'd come home at 3:30 and have a hot dinner for my mother. I'd have a cold dinner there and a hot dinner at lunchtime, and then I'd have a cold dinner when I come home. I couldn't imagine coming in from school and not having mammy to natter with about what went on in school during the day. That's
Yeah.
how you grow up. What if you have a mother like Sammy and you say, my friend said they had a purple belt? Well, tell that little bastard I'm a blue belt and there's no such thing as a purple belt, the fat little cunt. That's what she said about somebody else's child.
She did. She called her a skank cunt, a 12-year-old. A
Wow.
12-year-old. It's like, why are you talking about these children this way? And people will say, oh, well, people in Australia talk like that. No, they don't. Not to kids, they don't.
Mm.
They do not. They just don't. And then,
And Coco, that Vinny watches your channel. And the last time that I was on here, he listened to every word that was said. And when Sammy went live, he said off in the corner that Irish Marie is a fucking know-it-all. He'd been watching us on panel.
no, I thought it was Sammy herself.
Oh no, it was him. It's him.
It's
He
him.
watches and tells her everything.
No, come on. Get a job. Pay for somebody to babysit your wife. Get a job because he's just,
Babysit,
you know,
babysit your wife.
I
Fuck
don't,
God, give it. How about Vinny? You stay off Fleabay, stop buying yourself tack from Fleabay eBay, and
yeah,
get your wife in fucking rehab. And we don't have to listen to her on fucking line then, telling us she's gonna rape us and kill us, and talking about children having sex. Do something with your wife.
I agree. But see, if he does something with his wife, he knows he's going to have to follow a program too.
He is a very handsome man. He has been married before. I'm sure there's plenty more fish in the sea.
Yeah. It's just the whole thing is really sad. It is. And Sammy, for what anybody thinks, no, I never wish she died. Not like I would never wish anybody did. I do wish, and I'll say it publicly 1,000 times, I do wish so much more for her daughter. I think she deserves more. I think she deserves someone that'll sit with her and teach her how to tie her shoes until she knows. Until she knows. You're not going to tell me that little girl cannot wash her hair, but she can navigate everything else. And why? Have you guys ever thought of this? Why has she kept the daughter isolated for so long? Why would
That is
she do that?
strange. That is strange about not leaving her out and go with people at her age. It's
Yes,
strange. At the child's age. I mean, I don't leave my 8-year-old and my 6-year-old out in the estate that we live in, but I let the 11-year-old go into people's houses and have fun with the neighbours. Of course they do, because he's old enough.
right. And that's how they learn social skills.
And he has road safety awareness, but my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old wouldn't, so I wouldn't let him out. They're too young. But I would let him
Exactly.
off with people, Coco. Do you know, I'd be down on my knees praying to God somebody would come and take a few kids away for a couple of hours.
Just to have a break. Yes.
And then
And
go to my mum's house, and she takes the three of them for 2 or 3 hours every couple of days or whatever. She's great to them, and it's good to have a break for your own minds.
it absolutely, absolutely. And if Sammy did what every other mother did and then she took a break, that's fine. but she has a daughter that is delayed somewhat. I don't think she's extremely delayed, but she is on the spectrum. So things are a little more difficult for her. But she's not learning any social skills at all at home. And Sammy was refusing to let her go anywhere. Then she said just the other night she let her go to the camp. And if I was there, you would have never got a cold. What are you trying to
Yes, and if I put your jumper on you, and she sent her to her stepkid's child and house, and told her not to let her boyfriend into the house. Why
Yeah.
would that come? Why would that come into your mind? I mean, I would never say, "Oh, you're not going to my friend's house because her husband's going to be there." That's weird.
It is. It is. Foxy says she can't even take care of her hygiene. See, I've heard her say that. So instead of being online flirting with people you don't know, you
And
take
it
care
is
of what's going on at
disgusting.
home.
Jesus Christ, it's cringe. It is disgusting. She thinks that she's fabulous and all the women want her vagina. No, they don't. Nobody wants you. No fucking body. Look in the mirror. Take a good long look, woman. Calling me ugly and fat, please. I'd outshine you any day.
She sees
On my
something we
fucking
don't.
bad day. Oh
Listen,
my God, how can somebody be so deluded in life? I'm talking about, and then to talk about things like when I first met Vinny, we were having a threesome with somebody else who was married. What the fuck are you telling YouTube that for?
right.
Why? I
And
don't want
then,
to know about your dirty threesomes. Get a
right.
fucking life.
Exactly. And if she thinks her daughter is not listening, she's wrong because kids are the nosiest little beings in
Yeah,
the world.
I have to tell my 11-year-old to go to his room because he'll stand at the door corners listening when you're having a conversation. Like,
Yeah.
when we have our conversations, it would be about finance. It could be an argument, and we want to talk in low voices. We don't want him listening to that. He doesn't need to know that we only have 90 quid in the bank account until next Friday. He doesn't
Right.
need to know that. He doesn't need to know, oh my God, we need to borrow money. They don't need to know those things at such a young age.
No. No, they don't. Ma'am says she
Vinny,
doesn't
she
know how
said
to tie her shoes. No,
after you can play something else if you want to.
she
Turn
doesn't.
it on.
Fun. And that's the whole thing, while she's over there for hours and hours and hours on end, she's not interested. She's just not. And that's
And
what
she's
I find the
so
worst.
good. She's so good at everything. She's so beautiful. She's on the pension because she worked so hard. Well, if you were such a good makeup artist and you had your own business, why did you have to become an escort and have to sell your body for sex? None of it is true. I swear to God. I can't. It's not true. There is no business called Delicious or whatever the fuck she is. Go Google, people. She never owned a beautician. She might have worked there sweeping floors. She never owned a beautician on my fucking life. She never did. She's just the same as everybody else. Well, majority of people sitting on their asses living off the government. She
Yeah,
isn't
that's what
anything
she's
special.
doing.
You can't get the pension in Australia till you're 67 years of age. She's getting that pension because there's something wrong with her child. Not because she paid in so much. Bullshit.
And she said too, now correct me if I'm wrong. She's went to doctors who have told her there was nothing wrong with Candace. And she was proud that she continued to go until someone diagnosed her.
I do not. I have a brother who I suspect is on this spectrum without a diagnosis.
Mm.
Maybe that's why I see a lot of my mother in Sammy. She denies that there's anything wrong with him, and he's 21 and a baby. I see my mother is a bit like Sammy when it comes to that. But obviously, she was seeking a diagnosis for money, Coco. I don't
Yes.
believe that. I don't believe that we're on the spectrum. I don't believe it.
I've said the same thing. The little girl, she knows how to use all of those electronics. She knows everything. I think she knows so much more than Sammy ever gives her credit for.
But all
Ever.
kids do, I don't know, curious minds and all that.
But the whole thing
I
of
don't
it
know,
is,
Coco. I think we could be here for another 4 years. Nothing's going to change if the people that keep going in there and supporting her, because she always has somebody to pull their name, like Miss Audrey and Cindy. You're
yeah,
going to be bagged out. But I'm not. I'm taking the threat seriously from a retired police officer and from somebody in the military who has access to guns. I'm keeping it real. And if she thinks that she is coming into Ireland or the UK, she has another thing coming.
she does.
She
Yes. Yes,
is,
she
I
does.
swear to God, Coco, and letting Interpol know about her threats. She's not coming into Ireland or the UK.
Yep. Everyone should know. United States,
Everybody,
too.
and when I find out who Cindy is, I'm going to contact her local, the police department. When I find out where Miss Audrey lives, she's going to have a letter from me. When I find out where Gray, what military thing she is, that's going to take a couple of days. I'm complaining her to her superiors.
Absolutely. Because that's just not normal behavior. It's not.
And when they didn't dispute it, Miss Audrey or Coco, when they were in the chat participating and they didn't dispute her words, they co-signed it
That's
in my
right.
mind. They co-signed it and doubled down on it. So fuck you, Miss Audrey.
100%, Marie. 100%. They did. And they've been doing it all along. The only one who I have ever seen pull her up on her stuff consistently has been you.
Well, Ashley Clare is really good at it. She really is. Carly's pulled her up on a few things too. But I think they're emotionally invested in her and they
Yes.
can't go as far as I would with her.
Yes.
Because but I take the bollocking off her. That's the thing. Other people are too scared to say things to her because they won't take the bollocking off her.
That's the truth. That is the truth. And I do think that with Ashley Clare is very invested. For some reason, she is.
She says that she's not. I don't. Her agenda is the child too, just like you, Coco. She says that she's in it because the child is not going to get hurt. But I think that if she has a place to come online and a group of people that are
Yeah.
going to be in there chatting her, you're enabling her. You're giving her a pass. If she didn't have nobody, she'd have to look at her own life, look at the trouble that she caused, look at the friends she's left. She will
Yes.
go away and have to sort her attitude out. She might say to herself, I'm losing all these people because I'm a drug addict. I'm on drugs. I'm on a come down. I'm angry and I
Yeah.
need help. And she might go and get help then.
That's right. That's right. That's what I've been saying all along.
People don't
And
want to listen to that, though. People don't want to listen to that. There's no way. Like, she's not going to live for another 12 months swallowing Oxycontin with no Suboxone in her system. She's not going to. She's going to OD and die. Listen to her last live stream. Listen to the end of it. She was so slurred. She couldn't even read the chat. She can't read it the majority of the time anyway. She
no,
couldn't read nothing. And she can't get her words out because her brain is shutting down from fucking drugs.
and especially from Valium will affect your brain. It affects how you see things. It affects your memory. It affects your cognitive ability. And if anyone
She
thinks
didn't
that Sammy
even
is getting
remember.
slurry on that small dose that she has, you're
Not a
wrong.
fucking hope of it. Not a hope of it. You become immune to Valium. It does nothing for you.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yep.
It's just a habit to take it. Your body becomes immune to it. You don't slur from it. You don't fall asleep from it. That's not what she was doing when she was on drugs. It was not from the Valium.
That's right.
She will mayhem. She will go to sleep. And when you're taking gabapentin, it's a repressant on your nervous system and your breathing system as well as value. Oxycontin, the more higher you get, the more it starts to affect your brain, your cognitive ability, and your breathing while you're high. So she's taking three things. And she supposedly has COPD, which I fucking believe because she smokes like I don't know what. She probably does have COPD or she's down the road of getting it. She never stops smoking. So why? I don't know. I say to anybody, I would never judge anybody for smoking weed. I would never judge anybody for it. Nobody. Smoke the weed. Don't take the pills. Don't inject yourself. Don't snort it up your nose.
I agree with that.
Be a dopehead. Let people call you a dopehead. I would rather smoke weed any day than do that.
And now they're putting it, there is medical value in it. So
oh yes, it's come into the country here under like America, but we haven't got that far where you're going to have shops that you can go in and if you have a medical card and buy it. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. We are on the oil, you know, when it's crushed down.
Yes.
The oil of the weed for people that are really sick and that have seizures and cancer and stuff like that. That's legal in Ireland.
And I believe there definitely is a medical benefit to it. I mean,
believe that they should let people smoke it if they want to. It comes from the fucking ground. You don't get addicted to it. You don't get high as a kite and go kill people. You don't overdose from it. All you do is fucking eat your brains out.
Yeah, you're not going to OD from it. That's right. You won't. But everything she takes are central nervous system depressants, which will stop your breathing. There is a huge high risk. She takes the benzos and the opiates, and she's drank alcohol.
I can tell you, Coco, I had a father until I was 4.5. I don't remember him, but he died when I was 4.5. His death has affected my whole life for a man that I didn't even know. And I'm 32. I'll be 32 this year. My whole life that has affected me. He was killed in an accident. I'm scared of farms. I'm scared of tractors. He was killed by a tractor on a farmyard. It has affected my whole life growing up, what life I might have had if he'd lived and he was actually my father growing up. So Candice has got 11 years with her mother. Imagine if she dies now, the grief.
I can't.
The grief of it if she overdoses and drops dead. The poor child, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Hey, Yuri.
It's an awful thought. And she just, you know, Sammy is so used to getting her way. She's also used to acting out. And when she acts out, people back off of her, which I don't think is a good thing. People think okay.
I didn't like that when Sam, Alessa, Ashley and all them, they're not there when the drama comes in, but when she's crying over the drama that she's caused because of her own lives, they pop in and she's like, oh, my real friends are here, like fuck everybody else.
Absolutely.
No, she done wrong. She tells the lies. Gray is her girlfriend. Everything else is a lie after that.
That's right. And she is creating it. And if they cannot see she's creating it for views, they're really, 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 they're ridiculous because it's so obvious to me.
It's fine, Yuri. My mother remarried. My mother remarried again when I was 11, and I have a good stepdad. Well, I don't really get on with him, and I don't call him dad, but he's very good to my kids. Very good to my kids. Unbelievably good. Aww. And they're his grandkids. There is no step in between it, and there's no questions asked. He's granddad, and that's it.
That's really good, Marie.
And he's really good to my kids. Like, they were actually two widows. My mom's husband was killed in a farming accident, and his wife died in a fire. Oh. And they were both two widows when they met each other, and they got married, and they had one child between them, which is my brother, and he's 20 odd years of age now. So,
Aww. Now, Marie, I don't know if I've ever said it. I think I have. You are such a strong person. You
I
really,
don't know, am I, Coco? Because I let things
you
really,
are.
really upset me. I don't know.
No, you are. You are. You take care of everything, do you not?
Oh, at
In
home,
your
yes.
house, who's the one who makes sure everything gets done?
Me. But I have to, Coco. Like, I was trying to explain this to my husband because my mood has slipped within the last week.
Yeah,
Slipped down. So I'm falling in the pit of depression again, as I call it. It takes days. It doesn't happen in hours. It
right,
takes days to slump there. And it's like a black hole that you can't get out of it. I can't explain that to my husband who doesn't suffer from depression. It's very
right.
hard. I was trying to explain to him, if I was on my own and I had no kids, I would be in a bedroom with the curtains closed 24 hours a day and only get out of that bed to go to the toilet. I wouldn't even wash myself. But I can't do that because I brought 3 kids into the world and I have to raise them. I can do it when they all move out of home if I need to. Hopefully, my depression will be gone by then and I won't be medicated for it.
And because you're strong, Marie.
But I have
Because
to do it. They're not anybody else's responsibility, Coco. They're not even my mother's responsibilities. I had each and every one of them myself. The first time I got pregnant was on accident, and the 2 other times I planned and brought those 2 babies into the world. I would never give them to anybody else to look after them. They're my own.
that's right. And they're beautiful. And you're a good mother. And you're a strong mother. And if you didn't get overwhelmed at times, I would
I
think there
do
was something
now.
wrong.
Coco, I take evenings where I do my own thing in the evenings. I go to my friend's house, we can have a drink, we go to the pub. I do
That's
all that, but I
right.
have anxiety. So I can do that when I'm very high, but I can't when I'm low. But in the evenings, hubby comes in, we'll have a chat while he's having dinner. Then I might say, I'm going for a bash or I'm going upstairs, and he's here to do things. I mean, we
Right.
split the day. It's not sexist. It's not the case that I'm a woman and I have to wash the floors. I might leave the floors and he might have had done a whole day's work and he'll come in and wash the floors. We both own this house and we both have to rear these kids and we both have to do the housework. That's
It's
just the way my marriage is.
family.
And there's no fighting over it. Like, I don't fight with him that he has to fold the clothes and put them away. We just do it and we get on. And it's easy to be married to somebody who's genuinely your best friend. I know I fight with him.
Of
He
course
only
you
blows
do.
up.
Everybody does.
But he's such a solitary man. He would only blow up once a year, and when he blows up that once a year, you know to fucking run. You know to run once a year. He lets it all build up, and then it'll all spill out. But we don't fight. Like, I have a friend, and she fights with her husband all the time. I couldn't be in a marriage like that, or with a person like that
It
who
would drive
didn't
you
have
nuts,
compassion.
right?
But if they didn't have compassion for you as an individual, I know that he goes to work and he will ring me 5 times during the day. He could send me 100 messages on Facebook during the day just to make sure that I'm all right
And
and
how
that the
long have
kids
you
are
been
okay.
married, Marie?
I've only been married 2 years in October, but I've been with him for 15 years.
Ah, he loves you and you have a
I wouldn't
strong
change it.
family, sense of family.
We got together. When we got together, I was 16, going on 17 when we got together all them years ago. And we were kids and we were pregnant by 20. I moved
Ooh.
out of home at 18 with him. We were pregnant by 20. Then by 26, we had 3 kids. And then when I brought my little baby home from the hospital and finally had a girl, was going to keep going till I had a girl. That meant if I had to have 7 boys first, I was getting my girl because I wanted a girl. So I got her and had her, and then to be told that they all had muscular dystrophy. So you're
Oh,
fighting constantly. You're fighting constantly. So you have to be a strong person in life because you're fighting for needs to be met.
that's
And
right.
you're fighting for appointments and you're fighting for funding for things you have to
Yeah.
be. But life gets on top of you. YouTube gets to me more than anything in life, I swear to God. I let things on YouTube bother me so much.
But see, you don't see yourself, I think, the way we see you.
I know
Or at
Ashley
least
was saying
I
the
see
same to
you
me.
because I see you as a person You're upfront. You say what you want to say. I've seen you say things to Sammy, not rotten, just saying it how it is. And I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of respect for that. And you have 3 children that have special needs, and you deal with it. So if you blow up
But
every once
like
in a
people,
while, you do.
my friend would say to me, how can you do all? What I get is all the people. So if we have an appointment, we might have to meet in a set appointment for 3 kids. We might have to meet 10 different people. 10 different people talking to you and trying to feed you information. Got to be on
Ooh,
your A game. During those appointments,
that's a
Marie, you're a good
lot.
man.
It's a
He's a good
lot.
man, Yuri. He's a good man and he's a hardworking man. He's a chronic pain condition. He goes to work every day, 5 to 6 days a week. He leaves here at 6:30 every morning. It doesn't come into 5:30 to the evening. And he will put his wages up on the table on a Friday. Plonked on the table, do what you want with him. That he is
Aw, because he loves you, because you're a good person,
because
Marie.
he's old school, Coco. He's old school.
Yeah,
He's working for his family. He doesn't need to have a $500 sitting in his pocket at the end of the week. Because what's he going to do with it? Nothing. He needs to put it
right,
into the house, to run a family. And I have wages as well every week. I'm a carer and
right.
I will be a carer until my last child turns 16, and then I'll have to go back out into employment. I used to be a bartender, and I went hairdressing twice, but I never finished it. But anyway, I have the no go. I got pregnant both times. I went hairdressing, but anyway.
You have a full life. You really do.
And that's why I come online to get away from all that, though, Coco. Like, I can understand Sammy coming on YouTube because I do it every day to get away from reality. I
Right.
mean, I wouldn't want to be dealing with people that just want to talk about the same shit all the time. That's why people come online to get away from their own reality. So you never know what anybody behind the screen name might be going on in their home life. So
That's
don't be nasty and mean to people just because you think that they're a troll or you think they're this or you think they're that. They are real people behind the screen at the end of the day.
yes, that's right. That is absolutely right. And you keep going. And if you feel like, you get those really down days, you just really, then it's your body telling you, you have to take care of me, Marie. You know what
Yeah,
I
well,
mean?
I had to be medicated. I mean, I never suffered from anything until I hit 30, and I
Mm,
had to be medicated for the suicidal thoughts. But I think of it for a hot second, but I would never do that. I would never kill myself and leave my kids without a mother. No way. If God kills me or lets me die somewhere along the line, that's fine. I won't be taking my own life for nothing.
that's right. That's right. But it's good that you get out. You said you do get out in the
I do.
evening.
My mum only lives 8 doors away from me, and well, I've set days. I'm a bit strange. I know on a Wednesday I have to go somewhere, and then so I've set days. But on a Monday, if somebody messaged me and they're like, "Let's go here," I'm like, "No, that's not happening. I got my set days. Don't interrupt my routine."
That's
And then at the
right.
week, I don't drive, so my husband drives. Yes, hello.
And cookies.
Aw.
Honey and cookies.
No, that's uniform.
Yes, can you give her a packet?
Yeah, I'll give you one so I have one.
I don't drive. I mean, that's my biggest downfall. My husband, his biggest pet peeve, he's like, just fucking get your license. You learn how to drive. You'll be able to do it. And every week he'll say, will you ever study for that test? I'm like, fucking no. I'd have too much anxiety. I'd never be able to drive.
You don't think so?
No. Well, I mean, if I had to get in an emergency situation, I can get in and drive. Like, I wouldn't be able to reverse now or anything fancy, like, but I could get from A to B.
Hey,
Give me a
let me
brief.
tell you,
Yeah.
in an emergency, that's all you need to do.
We have a big, massive 6-seater Jeep. I ain't fucking driving that thing. I can barely see out over the front of it. I'm only 5'1". I'm not driving that.
Marie, Yuri says, Marie, can you give me a brief description of muscular dystrophy? I'm not familiar with the disease.
So they have something. Out you go, so.
Okay.
Go on, little ears. Right, baby? So they have muscular dystrophy, and it's called Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. The type of muscular dystrophy they have type A1, which is the most common type. It affects your limbs, so your hands and your feet mostly. It distorts the feet because the muscles die off, and when your brain tells oxygen to go to the muscles in your legs, that isn't there, so that doesn't happen. So the muscles aren't getting the oxygen, and they start to die off. People can be. Okay, there's a girl, I can't think of her second name, Bernadette something. She made a video. So what they have is actually neurological, but it falls under muscular dystrophy. It's the brain. I can't really explain it. It's Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. Go look it up, Yuri. CMT type A1 they have. But it's not muscular. It is muscular, but it's the brain that causes the problem, not the muscles, not the bones. It's the brain doesn't give the signals to your body of where the oxygen is supposed to go. So when my first child was born, my husband always had problems with his feet, and he was a carpenter, so that involved, and he built houses for a living when I first got with him. So he was up and down ladders all the time. And he fell doing a roof of a house, and he fell 2 stories and broke his hands. And the hand never set properly after it broke. And it doesn't come out, you know, the way you'd be able to flex your hand out. His doesn't do that. So, and he always had problems with his feet, but he started to get vertigo when he started to go up ladders. Really dizzy, not steady on his feet when he got to the top of a ladder. So he started to get really bad sores on his feet. So he went to a doctor, and he went to a bone clinic, and he told him that he made a phone call in front of him to the local hospital that he thought this patient at 28 had motor neurons disease. So I was 4 months pregnant with my third, and he never told me nothing about it, about meeting the doctor, about the motor neurons disease. Never told me nothing until she was a week old. And then he told me that she had CMT, that he had CMT. So then we had to get our first child diagnosed, and we prayed privately for that. And it came back that he was positive. And then the state paid for the other 2 to get genetically tested, and it came back that they had it. So that was 3 with it. It affects them differently. So my older boy seems to be fine, even though he's very thin. His father's very thin too, and he'll always be thin. He'll never be chubby. Right. But excuse me, he doesn't have problems with his feet. He doesn't have problems with his hands. So then we come down to the 8-year-old. He has problems with his feet, the way he walks, his knees, his hips. His knees, hips, and his hands. So he can't hold a pencil to write properly. Now he can, but only scrawl. So he's going to be computer reliant this year for the rest of his schoolings, because you can't read his writing.
You said you expressed concern about how he might feel being different, right?
Yeah, but the 8-year-old that's had the operation is a child that doesn't care, Coco. So I'm not going to have any problems with him. His school, he's the teacher's pet. All the girls love him. All the boys love him. Everybody wants to be his friend. So I have no fear of that, even though he'll have to wear the AFOs for life. And I already said to him, if it's hot, you just wear your shorts, and they're there, and people will just accept you for having it.
Absolutely.
So he's the worst case in our house, besides my husband. My husband has deadly chronic pain, unbelievable pain, every day, every minute, every day, from the time he wakes up to when he goes to bed. And my little girl has no symptoms of it yet. Nothing.
Good.
Now in the tests that they do, where they test your movement in your legs and hands. She's scored low on that, but she has no symptoms where it's hurting her, as in Shay was falling and splitting his head open, and he was a hindrance to himself because of the way that his leg, when he was walking, he was kicking out his leg and walking on the side of his foot and not his whole foot. So that's why they had to cut the tendons, because the muscles had died off. But they told me when he was going to theatre, and I met all the surgeons, the neuromuscular team, they said that he'll have to have many operations. Who's that? Yeah. So it's a lifetime of it, and it's okay as long as we instill into him there's more to life than what you are, what you look like.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's it. If he's got top attitude and he's not going to give a fuck, he's going to get a lot of places in life. If he's squeamish about it and he thinks that people are going to be looking at him and looking at his AFOs and things like that, he's going to have problems. But he's a good child. So.
Hi, Eli. Yeah, he's resilient, it sounds like. So then,
yeah, he really is a good boy. And I think the older boy would have a lot of problems if he has the same issues, because he's all about style and the way he looks, and he won't wear a t-shirt, and because of,
yes. Yeah, I know how kids are. And he's gonna be okay, and he has you guys. He has his family intact.
It stays in your family then, because if I was to have another baby, the baby would have a 50-50 chance, and that's very high. That's very high for muscular dystrophy. But they have the mutation on their genes now. So when they go to have kids, each and every one of their children will have a 50-50 chance of having the disease.
Oh, your kids will too?
My kids, yes, yeah. They're all carriers first. But as I would encourage them just to have kids, because who cares if you have kids with extra needs. In the long run, who cares? But
yeah.
I would tell them that the option is out there to have IVF. It would be the same thing. They'd just take the marked where the mutation is. They wouldn't implant that embryo,
right?
If you want, so they wouldn't have the chance. But I would just encourage them to have babies and just live. My husband was born. He never knew until he was 28. Nobody knew. A doctor did tell me not to have any more children. Another doctor told me I could get a test done and have an abortion. I was sickened by that. But we've talked about it on and off here and there, but I think we're good. The broodiness is gone. I think we're good. I think we're good in what we have now.
The broodiness is done, huh?
My friend just had a baby. He's 6 months. Oh, God, I'm telling you, the pining I done after she had the baby for another one. It's so bad. You could actually go crazy from thinking about it.
Because they're so tiny and innocent. And you have three beautiful children.
And then you think about all the shitty nappies and the bottles and the light feeds and the screaming and the teething. And I'm like, fuck that. I've been a mother to newborns half my life. I'm done.
It is hard. Because when your kids are having a bad day, you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah.
There is no way around it. It's crazy. And they're always into something. That's why I say, when I say kids are nosy, do you remember what you were like when you were little? Snooping for Christmas presents.
Oh my God, Coco, I was so bold all my life. I am not even.
Bet.
Until I got pregnant at 20, I was so immature, such a brat and know-it-all. I still am, but anyway. I was bad. I'm my worst nightmare. I hope it doesn't happen to me, but I can see it happening with my big boy. He's exactly like me, strong-willed and pig-headed. Exactly like I was.
There definitely are pluses in that. It's definitely good to have a strong-willed person, because you're not going to get stepped all over.
He is an unbelievable child for soaking in general knowledge. I swear to God, Coco. I took him to town last week, and you know the way books for the year for school would be in rotation. Now I went into a charity shop. They had 2 history books for 6th. So when you're leaving education before you go to college, that class, I don't know what you call it in America. I bought him 2 books on history that were exam books for kids that are 17 or 18, and he's gone through half of both of them already. He's a whiz, man.
So
For
that
history.
you have
History.
an intelligent child that enjoys
He doesn't bring that for
learning.
me. Doesn't bring that for me. Hated school. No, doesn't bring that for me. I hated school. I left when I was 16. Bye-bye, done. Nope.
He's gonna be
And
a
his father
smart
isn't
one.
highly intelligent either. I think he brings it. My brother, I suppose, is my nephew is highly intelligent as well. I think they got that gene from somewhere in the family, and not from me though.
You don't know. You just didn't go to school, so you don't know.
I wish I did, Coco. I wish I did. It's my biggest regret that I didn't go into nursing or something good.
I'm sure.
My mother,
I am positive you could.
all my mother wanted me to do, believe it or not, was to become an air hostess to travel the world. That's what my mother wanted me to do. I wanted a hairdress. I hated school. And she wanted me to air hostess. And she kept saying it to me. And then she was saying it to me when I was 19. She said it to me again when I was 20. You can go back to school for it and become an air hostess and you can travel. No. And then I was pregnant. And that was this. That was that. I'm a mum and that comes first.
And that was the end of that tune. If you had a choice, what would you choose to do?
I would choose to stay at home to watch my children grow every day.
You can never, ever beat that. You know, that is the most important job you will ever have.
I see my mother minded kids for working parents all my life. My mother was a childminder. And you've got that kid for 7, 8, 9 years that you are rearing the child. The mother isn't doing it because the mother is at work.
It's sad, isn't it, that some people have no other choice?
Each to their own, I guess. I will eventually have to go out working. Eventually my paycheck will stop as well. I think I'll go into bartending. I love that. So I think I'll go back to it.
And you can always get, I don't know if you guys get tips, do you?
No. And you know the way you tip out their 10% a waiter, we don't do any of that here.
No. We do.
No.
If we go out, like say we go out and have a couple drinks, we always tip the bartender.
There's none of that. No, but I suppose we've a different socializing settings as well. When we go out here, you go to a bar, you sit in a bar stool or you sit in a snug with your group of 5 or 6 friends and you're drinking. You're not going to tip the lady behind the bar because she owns the fucking pub. She's already getting money off you for drink.
True, but they still do it here.
Yeah,
and a lot of them, they have bartenders, like they hire bartenders. So
no, and there's none of that you have to have a liquor license to bartend. There's none of that here. You either bartend or you don't. And when you bartend in Ireland, you get cash in hands. They give you like 10, 12 euro an hour cash in hands.
Okay, that's not bad. It'd be better though if you could get the tips, because I bet you if you were over here, you'd be raking them in.
I'd love it. I'd love to. I even messaged Cash, believe it or not, about going backpacking in Australia for 6 months to make $10,000 to do bartending out there.
Yeah.
If somebody could tell me that I would get 10,000 in 6 months, I would leave my family for 6 months and go.
$10,000. That's right.
You would get that in Australia because your wages would be 3,000 and 4,000. Well, 2,000 every week.
Right.
And if you're out in the outback and you could go nowhere to spend your money, you'd bring that money home.
See, here, if you go and you worked in a bar and it was a higher class bar, you know, people will leave you $2 when you give them a beer. And that's your money.
Do you know how expensive beer is here? It's like $5 for a pint. See, we don't have the, I suppose it would contradict, we wouldn't have the big wages in Ireland that you have in America. So you just wouldn't do things like that. I mean,
Right.
basic wage here is €400 a week. That's it. That's all you get, 400.
I think here a pint is probably the last that I knew. It was like 2.75.
Oh God, it's 17.50 for a packet of fags here. It's €5 for a pint. To have a gin and tonic is €10 for a gin and tonic. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Listen to
I
Briar. I
go
need
when
to
I
move
go
to
out.
America then.
When I go out, I could have up to 6 gin and tonics, and I would be marto. That's 60 quid. Could you imagine giving a tip after that? Heck that. They're
No,
already overcharging for the alcohol.
they do. They do. But here, you have to pay. Like the bar owners, they have
Yeah,
to pay a music company. Like if you have music playing at your bar, you have,
yeah.
yeah, you have to
Oh, we
play,
have
pay.
here in my local here, they just get bands to come in. So on a Sunday for 3 hours, they might have a band, but I haven't gone over now in a long time. I haven't drank in a long time either. I think it messes with my medication when I drink.
It probably does. You probably get
I think it
loopy,
really
huh?
does. And I don't get a hangover. Like, I wouldn't just get one hangover, like hungover the following day. I'm hungover for 3 days after
Oh,
one night out. It's not worth it.
no. And you probably get like
I
wet
am
noodle legs.
I'm fine. I'm sick on the day after. On the second day, I'm dying. On the third, I'm nearly dead. That's my
Oh, no
hangover.
way.
Not worth it.
No, it's not. No, especially when you have kids. Frig that.
Now, Coco, it's nearly 5 p.m. I've got to go and feed my kids. We're getting a dirty takeaway. Nobody
I mean,
judge me. I cooked a fresh dinner all week.
get that takeaway, girl. I don't blame you.
Ooh, I think in Chinese, or maybe I might get a pizza.
Chinese sounds good.
Oh, but the kids want to eat Chinese. Ugh.
Get them their Chinese. You don't need to do cooking today, Marie.
No cooking. Mayhem, I'll text you later. Coco, thanks for having me on. Uh,
Anytime, Marie. I'm glad
Blair,
to
I'm
have
going
you.
to call you Blair. Yuri, Eli, everybody, thanks for coming in. Bye, Coco. We'll catch you again. Next week, we go live again. Or
Okay,
whenever.
hon. I
Give
will
me a
see
link.
you. Bye,
Love to
Marie.
everybody. Bye, everybody.
So, guys, can you? Oh, yeah. I tip for takeaway too. We do too. We have to tip for everything. You get your hair cut, you tip. You take a taxi if you don't have a car and you take a taxi, you tip. It's tip, 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 tip. And sometimes the workers, like if you go to a diner, the waitresses get paid less because they have to count in tips. So they get paid less. If they don't get tips, they might not even make out to minimum wage. It depends on where they work. Eli, don't you love Iris? She's such a good girl. She really is. I would be overwhelmed myself. I definitely would. I can't imagine, worrying about my kids all the time because I love them so much, you know? Bright eyes. Well, that chat was a breath of fresh air, nice and drama free. Not that I'm opposed to a bit of tea. Me either, bright eyes. Every once in a while. But I'm going to look up CMT. I'll look it up. We should know what it is, especially since someone we know is affected. Do you know what I mean? Like we all know Marie and her kids are affected by it. I would like to know what's going on. Briar Rose, she is one strong lady. She really is. She really is. I have a lot of respect for her. I really do. And she keeps it real. She really does. It's hard having kids. You know, just having kids in general, little ones, they take a lot of time. And then you have kids, that have some special needs. It's like, whew. There's all the extras that you have to do and all the doctor's appointments and, you know, all those extra things. But see what I mean? That's what a real parent does. They do what they have to do for their kids. They just do it. And it's not any resentment. It's out of love because you love them so much. You would do anything for them. And I do think Mayhem and Eli, Briar Rose, I just, Bright Eyes, have to get it out of my head. I can't do anything for Sammy's daughter. I can't. Other than letting other people know, you know. You hope and hope. Because, like I've said before in another video, I've seen so many kids suffer. And, they suffer the negative consequences because of their parents. You're right. None of us can. You're right. It just, when you get something in your mind or something really touches your heart, that's what happened. They do, Eli, they do. They have it way worse. I pity her so much. I hope better choices. I hope she makes better choices, but she has no positive female role model. She really doesn't. She doesn't. And if, Sammy gets upset and screams and cries and bangs her head, being a little girl having to watch and listen to all that violence and vulgarity come out of the person you're supposed to be able to trust more than anyone, that's got to be really hard. You're right, ma'am. You're right. And yeah, Eli, you're right. I just, when she goes around and she tries to say that I drug her daughter, no, I never did. I would never do that to an innocent little person. I know where the fault lies. You fell asleep again, Joe? You snoozer. I'm sure by this point. Yeah, I do too. Eli, I do too. Hi, Joan. How are you? I didn't. I know I didn't drag her daughter. That's what she said, but I really didn't. I wouldn't do that. I know, Briar, I know. I was where you are at one time until I started seeing that it's all about her and what she wants, and she really doesn't care. So, what can you do? Yes, Joe, I absolutely will. I will check Hangouts as soon as I get off. There is, there's walks to take. Take your daughter for a walk with your little puppy, and, the whole family could go to a park and have a good time. Bring a frisbee, teach a little dog some agility or whatever. It doesn't have to even cost money, these things. What did you end up ordering, Marie? Pizza or Chinese? We had pizza the other day. I'm Italian. I have to learn how to make a crust. I can make pizza crust, but I cannot make it exactly how I want it. It's too hot to bake a pizza anyway now. Chinese. I love Chinese. So much damage has already been done. She's been exposed to drugs. She's been spoiled and pandered to with material objects because her mother knows. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And at 11 years old, it's pretty well set unless things change dramatically quickly. You're having takeout too? Fridays are my day off cooking. I have a sirloin steak. I haven't decided if I want to make peppered steak, Chinese peppered steak, or marinade steak. What do you guys think? What sounds better? Peppered steak or fried eyes? Enjoy the takeaway, Marie. I'm jealous. I am too. I feel like having some fried rice. I finally found a recipe where I can make fried rice and it truly tastes like the Chinese place. Yeah, peppered steak. That's what I was thinking, Mayhem. That sounds good. Mmm. Peppered steak is so good. But I have a recipe for crock pot. I should have done it. Oh, I still can. It's still early. Oh, it's so good. I love it. Do you guys have crock pots? Because let me tell you, I can pass on some recipes. There's a peppered steak recipe, and there's a broccoli, beef and broccoli recipe. So good. It tastes just like at the Chinese restaurant. Bright eyes. Gotta go cook. No takeaway for me. Take care, bright eyes. You love the crock pot meals? Let me tell you. Now, if my grandmother, if my Nona ever heard me saying I made Neapolitan chicken in the crock pot with tomato soup, she would roll over in her grave. But, honey, let me tell you, I have done it, and it's so good. It really is. Now, it's not like your Nona made it, but it's so good. All it is chicken, basil, um, tomato soup, half a cup of beef bouillon mixed in water. It's so good, and you put black olives on top. Yum. See, Marie had to talk about food. Every time I get on YouTube, I end up thinking about food. Briar peppered steak, that sounds so good to me. We had London broil the other day, so I already had Eli some steak marinated. But I'm leaning towards peppered steak. I have a lot of green peppers and onion. Yum. See what you did, Marie? But actually, it's perfect because here it's only 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And Mayhem, the crock pot, it's so good to use the crock pot when it's really hot and humid because there you go. You know, you're not heating your kitchen up. Anything. Love steak. Me too. I do too. What's your favorite cut of steak? I love flank steak. Flank, you cannot ruin it. Cannot be ruined. You like flank, ma'am? What about you, Eli? Marie, what kind of steak do you guys like? What's your favorite cut? I like T-bone too, but let me tell you, I can cook it on the grill, but I cannot cook it if it's not on the grill. It's so weird. Any cut except for ribeye. Yeah, you really can't go wrong with steak, can you? It is good. But I have to say, chicken is pretty versatile. A nice juicy filet mignon. Oh, you like T-bone too? Oh, it's so good, like porterhouse. But you have to grill those. I have never, and I can cook, but I have never figured out how to cook a steak in the that's not on the grill. It doesn't taste the same unless it's like peppered steak. Yep, the bone in. That is, it makes the difference. And then put a ton of mushrooms and onions, or grilled mushrooms and onions on top. It is. Eli, yes, yes. You watch Chef Ramsay? I'll have to check it out. He cooked it in the house because, in the wintertime, I'm not out using my grill. But I do have a George Foreman, but it's not the same. It's just not. I got that George Foreman grill really cheap too. It was like a Thanksgiving special. So I got it for what? 30 some dollars for a big one. Hey, ma'am, was that steak? Did you try his recipe? Briar Rose, I gotta go, Digit. It was nice chatting. Sorry, I may have jumped to conclusions. I was trying to be a good friend to Sammy. That's okay, Briar. I get it, hon. I do. Have a good one. Stop back again. I'll tell you how my peppered steak came out. Can't wait. You're gonna bundle up and go? on the stove. See, I'll have to try that. I'll have to look it up. I'm on every so often, Briar. So we'll see you next time. Yeah, I definitely am doing that. The peppered steak and fresh garlic. Yum. You guys have to try that Neapolitan chicken recipe. He only used butter, salt, and pepper on his steak. Then you really get the flavor of the meat. Mmm. And a ton. Whenever you do, like if you saute onions, you have to saute at least 3. They shrink down to nothing. Speaking of sauteing, have you guys ever tried cabbage and onions sauteed in some olive oil with garlic? And that's good if you like vegetables. It's cold where you are, Eli. Eli, where are you? Oh, I'm going to bundle up and go grill. Well, I figured I'd come on and talk to Miss Marie. It was really good. I think I'm going to do the peppered steak in the crock pot. I'll just saute the meat and then throw it in there so it can cook all day. Nice. Oh, you threw some bacon in it? Yeah. Hey, I never did that. I bet you that is. You can't beat it. When you really cook for yourself a lot, things like McDonald's or Burger King, like the other day, not the other day, it was actually like 3 weeks ago, but anyway, I got a chicken sandwich from Burger King. It was disgusting. It wasn't even like real chicken. It was like chopped and pressed or something. It was weird. Well, everyone, I think I'm going to get off. Yeah, me too, ma'am. I'm going to get off and I'll talk to all you guys tomorrow morning. Well, around the same time. It's not morning. But have a good one, everybody, and have a nice dinner, Marie. I love to talk to you, hon. All right, everybody, take care.